Hello everyone and welcome. I've missed you guys so much. I'm so happy to be back filming this video for you guys. If you are new here, welcome. I am Leah Apocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. It's always so amazing to have you guys here, whether you are new or returning. Thank you so much for being here. And as always, information, decks, and disclaimers are in the description box down below. If you are new, please have a look at least at the disclaimers so you can have an idea of how tarot reading works if you've never watched one before. So, thank you all so very much again for being here. And I did film a couple other videos that I wanted to post prior to this. I got a new job, I'm getting used to schedule and all of this, so thank you guys who have been bearing with me and waiting patiently for a new tarot reading. So here we are. Without further ado, this is a new deck. This one is just like a generic tarot deck from like Spencer's. I think I just saw 122. I think Halloween Spirit Store sells this exact deck every year around Halloween, but I think it's more expensive. So this is a really good deck for inexpensive. So I digress. Let's jump right into the reading. I hope that everyone is doing well. Always wishing you all the very best. Best wishes. Happy birthday to any Aries. I'm an Aries myself. So, let's see what general message Spirit has for us today. And it's so good to be back with you guys. So good to be back. Please give us this Seven of Wands. The King of Cups. Okay. What's the Seven of Wands saying? Like, these cards fell out. I'm gonna put them back in. You're feeling guarded. In particular, perhaps in regards to a water sign, or in regards to someone who you may feel has been treating you kind of barbaric, or who has been fighting with you, or who has ghosted you. It's like this energy of being guarded, but at the same time, I don't know, this cat has a really, really cute face. The cat distracted me, but it's cute, and cats symbolize intuition. So it's like telling you, even if you feel guarded, you know, it's important for you to follow your intuition, because your intuition is going to see more than you can. But there's also a little symbol here for us Aries, that it's our birthday season. I feel like it's saying happy birthday. But let's see what else comes out. The Four of Cups in reverse. So far what I'm seeing, just kind of getting an idea for what I see right now. Okay. All right. This I feel is in regards to a person. I had a spread out for a while. Yesterday I did a spread, and I got busy, so I wasn't able to really read it until literally practically right before this reading. And these two cards, as well as this one, came out in that reading. And I got the feeling that you have released something. You have been trying to get out of your comfort zone, trying new things, meeting new people, going new places, perhaps. That's a feeling that I had from that reading prior to this. So it's interesting that both of these cards come out, because these cards were literally, this one was in the 3rd position and this one was in the 5th. It was like that. But here is like this. So the sense that I got from that reading that I just did, it was just a personal thing. So, you know, I'm mentioning it, but unfortunately I have nothing to show about it. I was getting the sense that you know, have been going within yourself, trying to, instead of focusing on this person or on this or on that or this place or this job or this whatever is going on in your life, instead of focusing on that, the feeling that I got was this inner focus, right? And we do have a lot of candles here. I just noticed that. Here we have one black candle. Black candles can be used for protection. They could be used to banish negative energy. They could be used for many things. And so there's 4 candles here, presumably 4 white candles, which are universal, could be used for anything, and 1 black candle. So I kind of feel like you guys have been following your passion. You guys have been igniting the fire within you and expressing that lately. A lot of people are seeing this, and some people are proud of you. Some people may have some jealousy towards that, and some people are happy to finally, or to, you know, get to know that side of you. But with this 1 black candle, is like there's still something in the background. There's still something in your mind that may not have come to surface yet. It may be something that you're trying to let go of. It may be something that you're trying to let go of here, because we see this ghoul looking over this this gravestone that has that candle, but it's kind of like in a swamp, or kind of like, you see there's a lot of stones that are submerged. So actually, the feeling that I'm getting here is that you have a lot of emotions running in your mind. And some of them are things that you have been trying to let go of. Because it's like you're looking here at the pond, you're focusing on one thing in particular the most. So whatever thing it is that you're focusing on the most, that you're trying to release and let go of, there's a lot of emotions in regards to this. I also kind of have the feeling that you're sitting and waiting for something. But it's like with this card in reverse, it's like, I'm not going to sit around and wait for it anymore, is the sense that I'm getting. The Knight of Wands in reverse. I do feel like this may be in regards to, again, a person or a job or something like that. Whatever it is that's going on in your life, it's like not reciprocating passion to you. So if it's a person, perhaps they're ignoring you, they're fighting with you, they're not reciprocating passionate emotions or thoughts or anything like that. So it's like the focus is on someone, but this person is not coming through, is the energy that I'm getting. So let's see what else comes out after I Okay. Yeah, and then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, Jinn. Let's see what signs we have. We have Leo, Scorpio, Libra, Cancer, Sagittarius, Scorpio, Pisces, Aquarius so far. These are just some symbols here. Perhaps that resonates. Knight of Cups, again, I feel like, there's this feeling of being surrounded. It's like you don't want to look, because when you look, you notice this person or this job or this whatever it is. There's something that you have been trying to withdraw your energy from. And I really feel like it may be a person or perhaps a certain career that kind of rubbed you the wrong way. Because we have this like genie kind of lamp. And this Jinn, his face seems kind of like unamused, annoyed, angry. He's like, why the fuck did you wake me from my slumber? Like, what's so fucking important that you had to wake me up now? Is kind of the sense that I'm getting. So it's like, I feel like, again, you're very guarded in regards to this. So let's say theoretically, if this person or this career or whatever the case is were to come towards you and to express how they really feel, there's this element of it's not going to be hard for you to listen. There's this sense that I'm getting that, with arms crossed and stuff, either if you try to contact this person, I feel like they kind of, get in this kind of energy, like, why are you contacting me? Like, why now? Or vice versa, like maybe if this person finally came out and started talking to you again, or, whatever your situation is, perhaps you wouldn't be as receptive at the moment because your eyes are closed. But you're trying to follow your intuition as well. So keep following your intuition. Your intuition's going to lead you in the right direction. This cat's so cute. Let's see what else comes out. Okay, so this card flipped. First, the Three of Wands in reverse. This is an Aries sign. We have the Ten of Swords in reverse under the Four of Cups in reverse. Okay. And then this card seemed to want to come out as well, and we have the Magician in reverse. And underneath we have the King of Wands in reverse. So let's see, with this Three of Wands, it's like you're done waiting around. I keep getting this sense, especially here with the Ten of Swords in reverse. You're done waiting around. It's like this elf or, brownie character, I guess. Drying off the dishes and putting them away. It's like you're not going to be that open. Like maybe you would always cook this person a meal and they seemed unappreciative, or maybe you would always do things for this person and you feel unappreciated or something. And it's like there's this sense of like, if you're going to come at me with this kind of brute energy or ignoring me kind of energy, then, you know, that's okay. But, you know, I'm not going to put time and energy into that. I'm not going to feed into it. I'm not going to, you know, really care. If that's how you want to show up to me, then that only shows me who you are. And I'm not going to put up with it. I'm not going to wait around. I'm done trying to be the one who's like always doing, always making, always, you know, trying so hard. Um, damn. Like I'm not going to try so hard for you anymore, because what trying are you doing? Like, relationships go both ways, and if one person's always being the one to really go out of their way to make someone comfortable or to feed them, or, you know, whatever the situation is, if it's always one-sided, like, that's not fair. And I feel like that's why you've been guarded. I feel like you've been guarded from this energy, whether it's a person or a place or something. You've been guarded around it because it has been treating you less than you deserve. And you see that and you acknowledge that. And now it's like, you know what? I'm done waiting around. I'm done being in solitude. I'm done like crying over it. I'm done being so hurt over it. You know, there's this healing, this sense of healing coming through. But we need to make sure that this sense of healing is not like us thinking that we're healing just because we're hurt and we're ignoring the situation or moving away from it. Doesn't mean that we're healing from it. And with this mummy here is really giving me that energy of be cautiously aware that you are actually healing and not just like a mummy that isn't looking, if that makes sense. I hope I'm making sense. So yes, the clouds are kind of moving away. You're seeing things from a higher picture, a higher perspective, right? Because we do see this griffin looking down. It's like you want to spread your wings and fly, and that's what you're doing. It's like now you're not going to wait for this, that, or the other. You're not going to wait for this person or that job. Like, you're not waiting around anymore. You just want to work on you. You're working on you and you're trying to move forward, is the energy that I'm getting here. Excuse me. If you do candle magic, again, the candles are really like showing themselves to me. If you do practice candle magic, that's good. I would say keep doing it, or perhaps consider getting a black candle, whether you practice or not. It's something to consider that you could try. If you have, then awesome. It may be time to do it again, or if you have not, then, you know, now might be the time to give it a try. But I'm really getting the sense of here with this black candle, this single black candle, that if you have a black candle, burn it with intention of release. We have a new moon that is coming up soon. I believe it is on, let me see, my calendar. It's on the 13th, so we're having a new moon on April 13th, and it's gonna be in Aries. So we're in Aries season, and it is going to be Aries. So for Aries, it's going to be particularly a very special time. And I feel like for anyone watching who feels like you're still holding on to someone or something, anyone who feels like there's still something holding you back, I feel like you're on the threshold of a new beginning and there's still something holding you back. So I feel like if you burn a black candle, if you don't have a black candle, go ahead and get a white one. White is like the clear quartz of candles. It's, you could program it for anything, but I'm saying in particular black because black is a color of protection and of release of things like that. So I feel like it would be a little bit stronger if you believe in that. If not, go with what resonates. But perhaps light a black candle under a moon or something to release negative energy, to release the bonds and chains that you have to people, places, and things that no longer resonate with you. It's time to view things from a higher perspective, and sometimes that means that you might have to move away from people, places, and things in your life that no longer resonate. And as uncomfortable as that is, it is necessary for your growth, is definitely what I'm feeling here. It's like, don't allow this person not coming through, not being committed, not being loyal, not being honest, not being open, not being whatever it is that they're not being. Don't focus on them. And if you are going to notice something about them, think about how far they've come on their journey. Is something that I'm seeing. Or if it's a job that maybe you got let go or something, be grateful for it. Even though, you might not work for them anymore, maybe a very bittersweet, or it may just hurt a lot because maybe you love that job or something or that person. So there's a sense of like, acknowledge that love and have that gratitude for it. But there's a need to release all of the baggage that comes with it. You are on the process of escalating, leveling up. Yes, you're on the threshold. You're at the threshold of a new beginning, of a new chapter in your life, of a new cycle. That's something very important to keep in mind. A new cycle. So you're setting the tone, you're setting up the stage for this new cycle. And what cycle do you want it to be? Do you want it to be in regards to heavy burdens and lack of clarity and all of this? I would think not, right? I would think that we would all want to have the strength and the intuition and to pursue our heart's desires and to follow the fire that burns within us. So there's a strong need to be grateful. Be grateful for the people, places, and things in your life, no matter what they have done, because it has led you to this point. And if you're at this point now, then it's very beautiful, because it's saying like, this is the gateway, this is the doorway to that new cycle that you have been wanting, that new cycle that you have been trying to elevate to. You are there. But now it's time to let go of all the baggage that's holding you back. It's like, for example, when you go on an airplane, you can only take so much luggage with you, right? Now, if you want to pay extra for taking more luggage, then you can. But regardless, you can only take a certain amount of weight's worth. You know what I mean? Because the plane has a weight capacity. It has a capacity for people, a certain amount of people who can be in there, but it also has a certain amount of weight that it has to not reach. You know what I mean? So this is saying, if you want to elevate higher, you're going to have to let go of some of that baggage because it's too heavy. The more you want to elevate, the more baggage you have to leave behind. You want to go higher and higher and higher, no matter what it is, even if it's in a career, or even if it's just you following your passions, or whatever the case is. It's like, if you want to elevate, if you want to go on to that next new beginning, that new chapter, that next chapter, you have to let go of some shit. And with the Magician in reverse, I feel like you're holding on. You are the Magician. The Magician is here, which is very good. However, it is in reverse to me, saying again that you're still holding on to something. You're still holding on to this person or this career, this past opportunity. Let's see. So it's interesting because in this card, the Warlock, he has a coin, and the coin is on fire, right? We have a symbology of the sun and the moon. We have the stars. We have a sword. So I'm getting a lot of things here. This is giving me a vibe of a lot of different things. So, Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands even, because we have this fire element here with us as well. We have the sun, the moon, and the stars. So what this is saying to me is to move forward boldly, with hope, with faith, with strength, with healing, like the stars, the moon and the sun, with going within and figuring it out and illuminating, enlightening yourself upon why it is that you feel the way you feel. Why is it hard to let go of the things that it's hard to let go of? It's like there's this need for balance, balancing light and dark. There's a need to speak your mind or speak your truth, even if it's only to yourself. To pursue your dreams, to pursue what it is that brings you passion, to move forward towards that, towards your abundance. The Magician is saying that you have all of the tools necessary for this new beginning. But to end this with the Magician in reverse, again, is telling me that you're giving your power away to this person, place, or thing. You need to take your power back. You need to release baggages and burdens that are holding you back, because it's literally keeping you from elevating your frequency. And that could literally be it. It could literally be some kind of energetic bondage, some kind of energetic weight on you that you have not been able to let go of, that is literally mudding your frequency. Your frequency is trying to switch, change, elevate. And naturally, some people, places, and things are going to, not come with us. Not because we don't want them to, but because they don't want to. We cannot force someone to elevate with us. We cannot force someone to see the things that we see based on our experiences. We can share that. We can enlighten each other and share that knowledge with each other and motivate each other to do the best and to become the best version of ourselves. But in truth, in the end, you cannot help someone elevate their frequency, because that's an energetic shift that they have to do within themselves, and there is absolutely no way around it. You cannot fake to the universe that you have done the healing and learned the lessons that you need to learn to elevate. So naturally, people, places, and things are going to be, are going to fall aside. And that's natural, We tend to think there's certain people in our life that may be with us forever, but then come 10 years, you may realize you haven't even spoken to that person in like 7 years. You know what I mean? So it goes to show, just because you feel a certain way. Right now, I feel like because of your heavily guarded energy, even if you don't feel like you are, even if you've been open and responsive and like, outgoing, there's still this sense subconsciously that you are very, very blocked and scared, fearful. And all of this fear, these blockages are only going to keep you away from your power. These things are only going to keep your energy muddied, like muddy. If you want to be a clear channel, you're gonna have to elevate and let go. Like I was saying, the more you elevate, the more you need to release. It's like that analogy of the airplane that I was talking about. You want to get even higher, you want to go higher, you want to elevate, you're going to have to let go of some of that luggage. It's the only way to switch your frequency. You're going to have to let stuff go. And you may not like hearing that. You may have heard that a million times. Now is 1,000,001. We don't like to hear that there's still more that needs to be done. There's more that needs to be healed. There's more that needs to be released. There's more that needs to be realized within your own potential. There's more that needs to be viewed from a higher perspective. There's more of your intuition that you need to follow. But despite all of this is saying that I feel like you're doing good. You're moving towards where you need to go. You're pursuing, what it is that you need to, even if it's slowly. We don't necessarily have any quick moving cards here. The 7 of Wands is close to the 8 of Wands though, and the 8 of Wands is about rapid movement. But the 7 here, again, we see this mummy's at rest. Even this cat is just sitting there. So I feel like things have been going quite slow for you. And perhaps that has also added to the difficulty of the situation. But know that you are healing and that you are on the right path towards healing and towards, elevating yourself. You just have to remember you're the fucking magician, You're the warlock, the magician. You have all of the elements. You have knowledge and power of the elements. You just have to focus your energy and your time on really bringing that out. It's like, for example, if you've been wanting to practice some kind of spiritual path or witchcraft or whatever the case is like, you have that knowledge and that power within you. If you don't, then you can learn if you want to. Nothing is stopping you but you. Really, think about it. You could be like, oh, my family, oh, religion, oh, this, all that. But in reality, this is your life. And in reality, you have all the say in your life. You know what I mean? Now, the more baggage that you have, the harder it's going to be to feel free and to be able to express yourself and do the things that it is that you want to do. But it's possible. It's like, for example, people who are parents, whether they're male or female, mother or father, things are very difficult for them because they have a dependent and now they have a child to take care of. And they're not always going to have time to do the things that they want to do. So I guess a side message for you is, if you're someone who who a lot of times wants to do something, but you find like, oh, well, I can't because my kid is so needy. I mean, it's a kid, obviously, you know, there's going to be neediness, but if you feel like, oh, I can never like have time to myself, I feel like this could also be saying to you that, you know, you can make light of the situation and do these things with your child. If you want to work on healing, let's say, and you don't have time because, you know, your kid, or, you know, you guys could try doing yoga together. And while you're in the flow, while you're focusing your energy on your breath and on that, like, that is healing. And, you know, if your child wants to participate, you know, you have to make it fun. You want to do meditation, make it fun with your kid. You know, you want to do candle magic, make it something fun with your kid. And people may be like, kids shouldn't be into this shit. Like, that's not true. That's not necessarily true. Then why are people baptizing children? If they're not ready for a spiritual, you know, experience, why are they being forced since childhood to go to church or something, for example? There's really no difference. It's just okay, how can I say? I'm not bashing on religion or anything. I'm just saying that, you know, when there's a will, there's a way. If you want to have a deeper connection with your child or with someone in your life, then you can. But you have to make that effort, and you have to figure out, how is it going to be fun for everyone involved? How can I do the best that I can to provide this? I don't know. This is random as hell. I don't know why this came out, but if you've been wanting to have like a party, if you've been wanting to have like invite some people over to your house and have just like a friends night or something, definitely consider doing that. If you have other friends who are also into witchcraft or spirituality or anything like that, you could also be like, hey, you guys, like, you want to meet up and do some, maybe we can go under the full moon and do something together. Even if it's just to light a candle, let's link up and work on releasing some shit together or something. Like, there's an element here. This is a random side message for someone, but if you've been wanting to be more sociable with your friends, reach out. This is definitely saying reach out. With the Four of Cups in reverse is saying you're moving out of this energy of solitude, of inner reflection and contemplation, and I feel like, again, that you're moving towards more sociable, more fun interactions with people, and you're really trying to be lighthearted. You're trying to release the burdens or the baggages of the past, and you want to move forward. So this is saying, like, it may help you, it may be a good time for you to have with your friends or with your family to have a night out or to do something special with them. Incorporate them into your magic. If you are a practitioner of the craft, you know, you can look online. For example, there's there's a lot of people who have posted videos of how to incorporate kids into your spiritual practice, for example, or something like that. I feel like this is a long side message. A long side message for someone who has to hear that. Know that you're doing good. Know that you're on the right path, and continue and strive to release whatever is holding you back and move forward. Don't allow anyone or anything to claim your power, because that's yours. With this King of Wands in reverse underneath this Anubis card, I feel like don't don't be afraid of cutting people out of your life. Don't be afraid of letting go. Don't be afraid of connecting to source, following your own path, going with the flow. Also, don't be afraid to be honest with yourself in the sense of your inner instincts, your don't deny this primal nature within you, because our primal nature is also important. We are civilized and we don't have to act like primal, but our instincts are important to our survival, aren't they? Don't be afraid, again, don't be afraid to cut people out of your life. People, places, and things that no longer resonate. With the Three of Cups, the Witch card, this is definitely bringing back up to the surface. Look, there's another cat. But this cat looks silly. It looks so cute. It kind of looks cockeyed. That's funny. It's cute. Sorry. Anyway. There's butterflies in a jar. There's more candles. Black candles in particular. Now, the butterflies in a jar, I just noticed that. So, you may be bottling up some emotions that need to be released. You may be, I don't know, there's something here in regards to something that gives you butterflies also. Something that you're passionate about. So I kind of have two feelings here. You are bottling up emotions that need to be released and transformed, one. And or two, you have these butterfly feelings and happiness and excitement for something or someone in your life, and you're keeping a lid on it. And what I feel like here is that you should, I'm sorry for moving around quite a bit. You should release that. You should transform that energy from a negative to a positive. You should transform that energy from something that is not moving to something that you start doing. If you've been wanting to practice the craft more or at all, like if you never have, this is to me saying like yes, really consider it, really pursue that. I just noticed the snake here, and snakes to me are very healing and transformative energies. So it's time to shed your skin. It's time to move on to something bigger and better. It's time to stand in your power. Your spirit guides know that they're always watching over you and know that they support you. There's a web here. Try not to get caught up in a web of lies, or try not to get caught up in things. So like, don't get caught up like in the fact that this person or this place or whatever isn't contacting you. Don't get caught up in that. Move away from that. Focus your time on energy on building and creating and crafting the life that you want to for yourself. There's a skull here, which is a symbol of transformation. Butterflies are also symbols of transformation. We have a key. There's something that you are hiding within yourself potentially that you need to let go of, or that you need to release. There's something about yourself, some aspect of who you truly are that needs to be unlocked in order for you to really stand in your power and just express yourself freely without giving a single damn about what other people think. whether you want to practice witchcraft or you want to do this, that, or the other, as long as you're not hurting anyone, like, why not? No one can tell you otherwise. No one. I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't give a fuck how long you've known them or if they're family. Like, in the end, this is your life. And you live your life how you see fit. And it's not to say to be a bitch to your family or to your friends or to people who want you to partake in a certain thing that they do that you disagree with, perhaps, or whatever the case is. In the end, you deserve to express yourself how you want. And in the end, people who really love you, people who really accept you for who you are, people who really are, you know, there for you are going to learn to accept you. Even if they don't right away, that's understandable, that's fine. For example, here's a perfect example. My parents would always force us to go to church with them, even if we didn't want to. And, you know, that's something that they wanted us, they were trying to, provide for us. They wanted us to feel safe and comfortable and all of that. Completely understandable, you know? But at the same time, fast forward years later, which was years ago now, I came out to them that I was interested in learning about different religions and that I was looking for a different religion. And I was considering, you know, Wicca and paganism and different religions that revolved around, you know, witchcraft. Or it didn't revolve around, but they include witchcraft in their practice, which when you really think about it, each and every single religion does. They just call it different things. Each one has rituals and practices, like, for example, taking the sacrament, the blood of Christ and the bread of Christ, right? That's a ritual. People don't see it that way, but it's the same thing. I'm getting this sense of here, for example, like, I'm very fortunate, very lucky. I'm just sharing my experience. I don't know if this is going to be your experience or if it's not. Everyone has different family and knows different people, and everyone is different. But thankfully, you know, I'm very, very grateful, very lucky that my parents eventually warmed up to me being a practitioner. You know, when I first told them I am a tarot reader, I do tarot readings, I want to do tarot readings online, they were iffy about it because they didn't understand it. They thought that it was like fortune telling in a way. And it's like, it's not about that. It's meant to try to help people to see the unseen or to see a different perspective, you know, all of this kind of thing and a lot more. People who really love you are going to learn to support you. Even if they don't right now, even if they don't immediately, that's okay. Like, don't be mad at someone for not getting it the first time. Because for everyone, it's different. And I understood that when I came out learning about that stuff. About me, you know, I mean, I have an altar in my room and it takes up like a huge portion of my room. So whenever my family would come in, it's inevitable for them to see it. It eventually got to the point that I was just like, you know, fuck it. They're gonna see it. They're gonna see it. I have it. So why am I gonna hide it? Eventually, you know, they don't like that I have a Baphomet statue, or they don't like, you know, the way that I do certain things, or that I wear certain symbols, or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? But they know who I am as a person. They know that I'm a good person. They know that I'm always trying to be the best that I can be, and that I'm always trying to learn. They have warmed up because they see that I'm not, you know, like, I'm not going around and I didn't change to a negative person. I'm not going around cursing people or hurting people or whatever. Like, it's not this big, bad, scary thing that everyone thinks it is before they actually learn about it, because that's how we're raised to believe, especially if you've been raised in religion, particularly like Abrahamic, for example. And I'm saying that not to be offensive. I'm saying that because that was my experience. So I'm speaking from personal experience and the experience of certain other people who I also know who, you know, have a similar situation. Whatever, okay, I want to say this. I feel I have to, um, I'm not bashing on religion, regardless of your religion, as long as it makes you happy, as long as it brings you to your own self power, your own inner power, where you know that you are capable of creating your own life. Co-create it with spirit, with God or goddess or whoever, or saints or your angels or your demons, like whatever it is that you work with. No shame here. We are welcoming here, but we talk real talk, you know. So everyone is welcome here. It doesn't matter if what religion you are or not, or spiritual practice, it's okay. But yeah, this is saying to connect with your inner divinity, whether for you personally, if that's a religious practice, then do it. If for you personally it's a personalized practice, then be a solitary practitioner. You find what works for you, but what this is saying is that it's very important for you to connect with that energy. Regardless if you're religious or you're not, or you don't believe in God, or you do, or whatever the case is, you find a practice that works for you, that brings you into your own power. But that also gives you faith in a higher power, is kind of the sense that I'm getting here. To understand that it is co-creation. The co-creation part, a big aspect of that was before we were even born. Our soul, our spirit agrees to certain things with the divine, with the source, if you will, right? It's really saying it's time for you to really practice. It's time for you to really put into practice. It's time for you to really learn and do. Not just learning. I feel like you've been learning, you've been doing here and there, but now it's time to focus on actively doing. So if you already are a practitioner, maybe this is saying Spirit wants you to practice more because Spirit sees so much potential in you. The High Priestess isn't here, but this is the feeling that I'm getting from this Three of Cups. I'm getting a High Priestess kind of vibe. Learn and grow, and don't let anyone or anything hold you back, you know? And you have to, if you have to cut out certain people, places, and things in your life, like you are the Empress, whether you're male or female. You have this energy of this nurturing, this caring, this loving, this compassionate energy, but you have to understand as well when you're giving too much of that energy to people, places, and things that don't deserve it. And that's what I feel this Empress is saying in reverse. Kali Ma, this goddess, great goddess, Hindu goddess, she is very transformative. A lot of people might see her and be scared. She's known as a dark goddess. She very much looks like one and seems like one. But when you learn a little bit more about her, if I'm correct, I've done some research on her. It was quite some time ago, but she's usually found with heads, severed heads, because it's a symbol of transformation. You see, we have a lot of death here. The severed head, it's a symbol of transformation. But what I'm getting the sense of here, what I feel like, I wanted to say what I feel like this goddess is saying, but I don't work with her, and I've never, contacted her, so I don't want to claim that it is her saying it, but I feel like there's this sense of maybe if you work with a goddess energy or, you know, a more feminine energy, I have this sense, this feeling that is kind of, they're kind of saying, you are the empress and you are beautiful for that. But sometimes, you know, you have to hold back your energy from people, places, and things that don't deserve it. I just had this message, this thought, because I was thinking about the severed head, and I was thinking about transformation, and I thought about, you know, I was mentioning about religion a little bit earlier. I remember hearing in church that, like, when the rapture comes or whatever, that, you know, the good people, God's gonna take them, and the bad people, they're gonna be left behind or whatever. But that, you know, for the people who are left behind, you know, earth is gonna become hell on earth, supposedly, and that the only way to go into heaven is to get your head chopped off or something like that, right? I could be completely wrong, but this is what is bringing this energy up. The point of this, that I'm bringing that up, is that transformation, that cutting off of the head. That is a very brutal image, or grotesque to some, grotesque or whatever, you know, barbaric, but it's saying to transform. It's like, even if you feel like you have done something so drastically bad, or like, stop. I'm sorry, I'm trying to gather like what it is. It's trying to come out. Stop leaving yourself feeling guilty for things that you have done in the past that you have already apologized for and learned from. And that is bringing back up this baggage energy, right? So it is time, once and for fucking all. Spirit really wants to see you release whatever is left that no longer resonates for you. It's like, for example, if you were calling out for people to come to you, right? To go with you, let's say theoretically to heaven, right? Even if there's people who stay behind, if they want to get their head chopped off, not theoretically, metaphorically, of course, that shows that they learned through time that they do want to share your energy, that they do find you important, an important aspect of their life, a transformative aspect. I really hope that I'm making sense. Goodness. Don't hate on people for staying behind and not transforming with you. I think it's like, there you go. I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. It just came out way easier right then and there. I also noticed this other snake energy. I'm not going to talk much about this card. This is the Hierophant, though. This is the Voodoo Warlock, it says. Snakes. More transformative energy. 5. More transformative energy of change. Right? So don't hate on people who don't want to go with you on this journey. But also don't hate on people or make them feel guilty if they come around later on, is what I'm trying to say. I just had a shitty way of saying it. So let's see if there's any chakras here that we could focus on to help us. We have the 7th chakra, selflessness. I am kind to all. I am aware that everything I do or say affects others. I will help those who seek it, and I will seek out ways to be of service. I develop an attitude of looking for ways to help others instead of always waiting to be asked. Everything I do from a spiritual perspective, and I put my heart into it. You know how I mentioned earlier that I really have this strong feeling that Spirit really, really, really wants to get closer to you, and it's like you're right there in Spirit's grasp, like Spirit's like reaching out to you, and you're like reaching out, but sometimes you kind of trip backwards, and Spirit like is still reaching out, like, come on, like, you got this, come on, please, like, you know, and you keep reaching out. The 7th chakra, the crown chakra, that's where we get our downloads from, right? Our downloads come through the crown. And what I feel with this is, again, saying that Spirit wants to connect with you. So with this card, even though it's like time for you to be a little selfish in a way, to be more like focused on what it is that you want to do in your life and what it is that you want to accomplish, and you know, even though it's saying to focus more time and energy on elevating yourself, it's also saying that Spirit wants more time and energy for Spirit, for you to connect to your higher self. Spirit is saying it's also time for you to be selfless. So there may be people in your life that come to you that want to communicate, that, you know, want to share your energy, and it may be beneficial for you and for them, for you to give them a chance and to hang out with them, or to see what they have to say, to give them advice if that's what they're looking for. But this selflessness card, it's saying to also forgive and to be selfless in the fact that no matter what someone has done to you, and I know that for everyone it's different, and I know for certain situations it's going to be way harder than other situations naturally, you know, but with this, what this is saying again is to release. This selflessness is saying to release what no longer resonates with you, but it's also saying to give more of your time and energy to the people and places, things that really need your attention. It's not to say like if someone's always needy to always be that one person, you know, but it's saying that, like, you know, a true friend is gonna be there for a true friend. This is saying to be selfless. Even though you are more self-focused right now, self-focus and selfishness are two different things, two completely different things. It is good. Spirit is saying it is good for you to be self-focused right now. But while you're being self-focused, and what I mean by that is like working on yourself, maybe finding a new job that works better for you, expressing yourself, you know, you doing you. Spirit is also saying while you're doing you, help other people learn to also do them. So this is kind of all of a sudden I had this teacher-esque kind of energy. Spirit may be saying that you have some things to share with people that can really enlighten them and really help them elevate their energy. And I just looked up, which I haven't been looking up at all, 1441 is what I saw. 4 is a number of stability. One is a to me, one is like the clear quartz, one is like the white candle. To me, one is an amplification, but one is also the magician here. I lost my train of thought. Spirit is saying to be one with yourself. And while you're learning to be one with yourself, you're going to learn to be one with Source and with everyone else. Because the more you learn about yourself, the more power that you unlock within yourself, so to speak. And I don't mean greedy power, okay? I just mean like your own inner divinity, your own strength, your own courage, your own wisdom, your own, all of that. Let's see. Let's pull another one. I keep getting a brain fart now. We had this shixt. We have patience underneath. But we have knowledge. The 6th chakra. I recognize that a great deal of knowledge and information comes to me in the form of intuition, like that black cat here. And there was another black cat in this card too. Such as clairvoyance, clairaudience, and hypersensitive feelings. Sorry about that. I use my intellect combined with my intuition to delve into circumstances from a philosophical and spiritual viewpoint. I aim to understand the truth behind situations that come my way, as this helps me to respond with wisdom. I cultivate positive beliefs about life, myself, and others. Yes, that is a very key phrase here. For the higher chakras to be really at the top of what is going on, again, I feel is saying that you are elevating. Spirit is acknowledging or trying to get you to understand and see yourself from a different perspective. And I feel like an aspect of that is kind of, again, bringing up this teacher-esque kind of energy. And what I mean by that is Spirit may be saying that, hey, you have some very valuable lessons that you could share with people and teach them and help them move out of their own energy that's like that. Spirit wants you to connect more with Spirit, but also more with other people. And naturally, you're going to connect with yourself more too. It's like finding this balance between Spirit, yourself, and other people. Understanding that everything is connected. When we connect with ourselves, we're connecting with Spirit. When we connect with other people, not only are we connecting with them, but we're also connecting with Spirit. But when we connect straight to Source, straight to Spirit, Spirit wants that connection. Always wanting people to be welcoming to Spirit. Like accepting and acknowledging and welcoming Spirit to transform your life. With the base chakra underneath, so this is what is, beneath the surface. And sure enough, yes, base chakra is definitely beneath the surface. It is the first chakra, which is the lowest, in terms of our 7 most, known chakra points. Even though there's more chakra points than that, those are the main ones. It says, as I observe in nature, growth takes time. Definitely. This is time for reflection, persistence, and surrender. As things unfold at their own pace, I remain calm and tolerant during any challenging times. and I develop quiet hope and expectations based on trust both in myself and in a higher power. So again, this is saying, be patient. Be patient with yourself. See how long it has taken you to get to where you are. And I'm sure you would easily say, man, it's taken me years. It's literally taken me years to get to this point. But also, don't view it from a perspective of it's taken me so long, like fucking shit, you know? Be like, it's taken me a long time, yes. But I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And with patience, it's gonna take me time, but I am heading in the right direction towards where I need to be. Have patience for yourself. Have patience with spirit. Know that spirit does work in strange ways, but spirit isn't gonna give you something here just because you ask. You have to have that energy. You have to. It's like, for example, if you don't know how to drive, if you've never driven before, if you were an extremely rebellious child or teenager and you don't know how to drive and all of this, do you expect your parents to buy you a car? No. Unless you're, born into a rich family, then lucky you. That's, but the majority of us were not. And the point is that I'm saying here, if your energy is not, if you don't know how to drive, and you're a rebellious kind of kid, are you going to expect your parents to really go out of their way to spend so much money to get you a car? No, right? I think the mass majority of us, the answer would be fuck no. Hell no. As much as I wish, like, oh, that'd be nice, but no, realistically, that's not realistic for the mass majority of us. Now, if they see, oh, they took driver's ed, they're doing really good, they passed their test, and they're such they do good in school, they don't talk back to us, like they're not rude to us, they treat us right, and all of this, they would be more willing to help you with that. So that was just an analogy. It was just an example of something that just came to my mind. But my point is, spirit is only going to give to you just as a parent would. Like, really, are you in the energy that you deserve it? Because, for example, let's say that you never go to work on time. You always call in. Let's say that you're not a responsible person. For example, do you think that you're going to get a promotion? No. Realistically, fuck no, that's not gonna happen. You have to be on time. You have to be early. You have to go above and beyond. You have to do the best work that you can do. You have to always be there. You have to give more energy than what they expect. Meaning, hey, you know what? Someone called in last minute. We need someone. Are you gonna be there? You want that promotion? Then are you meeting spirit halfway? You want that car? Are you meeting spirit halfway? Because spirit can't just hand it to you. As much as we would all love and believe, as much as we would all love to think, or, as much as we would all love it to be so, it's not. It's not. Spirit is not the type of parent to give you something just because you're bitching and crying about it. Just because you lay on the floor and you're kicking and screaming and you're crying don't mean shit. Spirit's gonna be like, we hate to see you like this. We don't want to see you like this. We want you to be happy. We want to give this to you. Look, it's already here. We have it behind us. But if you don't get up, dust yourself off, and, have an attitude of gratitude, if you're really just going to be kicking and screaming that you want this toy, that you want this toy, that you want this toy, when you obviously don't deserve it because you have not put the time, the energy, the work, you don't have good grades, you're not, going to work, you're not doing your thing, we cannot give it to you. As much as we want to, we will not, because you don't deserve it yet. And that may be tough to hear. Perhaps those were not the best choice of words. It's not that you don't deserve it because you're not good enough. Is that maybe you don't deserve it right now because you're not in the energy where you're going to appreciate it. Because you might not be in the energy where you will do what you need to do to make it work. It's like, for example, you want to be an entrepreneur? Spirit wants you to be an entrepreneur. Spirit's going to do everything that Spirit can do to open doors for you. But if you just stay home and you never do anything but watch cartoons or TV or whatever, movies all day, or whatever it is all day, how are you going to be an entrepreneur? Spirit literally could be opening doors for you, opening doors. You might meet someone who's like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. And you might have this inclination of asking them like, oh, how do you do it? I've been wanting to do that. Well, first of all, it's going to take a lot of hard work and commitment because you're going to be working for yourself. And chances are you're going to be working alone. So if you're the type of person to never show up to work, to always be late, to always call in, really, realistically, do you think you'll be able to own your own business? Yes, you can. But it will fall apart if you don't have discipline. If you don't have the discipline to make sure that your products are up to par, to make sure that your prices are good, to make sure that whatever it is that you're trying to do or provide for, whatever service it is that you're trying to provide, if you're not disciplined enough to follow through with it, how are you going to make a living off of it? How are you going to survive with that? When you don't allow yourself the respect to show up for what it is that you want in your life. You have to show up. You have to be there. You have to be on time. Spirit already has everything. There's nothing that Spirit cannot do. Nothing. Because Spirit, the universe, is this energy of untapped potential. You limit yourself as much as you choose to. Because it's not a desire, it's not want. It's not that you want to choose that. But subconsciously, sometimes our energy is just proving to Spirit that we're not ready for something. So again, Spirit will open all the doors, but it's up to us to walk to that door and walk through that door. Just because we walk up to the door doesn't mean that we're successful in what it is that we wanted to accomplish. Right? Just because you get information about having a business, that's one step closer. That's a big step. That's a leap of faith closer to being an entrepreneur. But just because you know how it works doesn't mean that you are. Does that make sense? Just because you know how something works doesn't mean you know how to work it. It doesn't mean, For example, people who don't know how to drive can know, oh, that's a foot pedal, that's the brake, this is the steering wheel. But, if they've never touched a car in their life, they've never ever sat in the driver's seat, they've never ever felt any of it, it's going to be weird. It's going to be new. But they don't know. None of us know until we try, until we learn, until we do, until we go to driver's ed and we actually practice it, right? I hope that I'm still making sense. I feel like I'm going on a tangent and I'm sorry. So let's continue. Let's see. Oh. this deck is star signs, planets, and houses, which I'm trying to learn a little bit more about that. I haven't in a little while, but let's see what comes out. Cancer. And 8th house. 8th house, I believe, is transformation, death, rebirth, Scorpio energy. I could be wrong. Let's see. Cancer. Intuition to protect. Attitudes from the past about. Resulting from the history of. And we also have your feelings. Attitudes from the past about. Again, that's the same one. Use your intuition and. So, there are definitely mentalities that you have, thought patterns that you have that need to change. I feel like you have changed thought patterns already, and Spirit's very proud of you, but I feel like there's still a few more, or a couple more or something. There's still a little bit that needs to be tweaked and worked on and healed through. Follow your intuition is definitely something very, very strong here. And I also have the, we also see resulting from the history of. So this could be in regards to some kind of burden that you're carrying, some guilt, some regret, some, what is it called? It starts with a G. Some grudge. You may be holding a grudge, or you may be so focused on some kind of past event or person, place, or thing that is really, really holding you back. And Spirit is saying this is something that needs to be worked through and let go of. So your mentality, there's still something that needs to be worked on and healed through in that regard. Your view, your perspective of your past. So that, what I mean by that is like, are you viewing your past as like, oh, well, I did this wrong and like, fuck, like, I'm guilty and I'm wrong, Are you holding a grudge on someone and or yourself? This is saying to follow your intuition, to let go of that, to move past that. And let's see here with this 8th house. We have personal power, the mysteries of life, a major change. And we have as a life or death issue. Getting and using power. Use other people's resources. Okay, so what this is saying is, know that there's not really, in real life, when it comes to living your life, there's not really very many ultimatums. Someone might give you an ultimatum, like, if you don't do this, then we're done in our relationship. Life or death is an ultimatum. What this is saying is heal yourself from ultimatums and allow yourself to go with the flow. Allow yourself to follow your intuition, or like the bird, to fly free. Getting and using power is saying like to stand in your own power, to know again that you are the magician, but not to use it. Don't use it in a negative way. Don't use it in a way to be controlling. Like, just because you practice magic, just because you do candle magic or you do spells or something, doesn't mean that you have to, go around cursing people. And I don't know anyone who just goes around and does that, but I hope that I'm making sense here. Like, just because you know how to do something just doesn't mean that you should just go around and do that all the time. It's like, don't Don't become the kind of person who's going to manipulate and take from other people in order for you to feel stronger. So this is also a call for you to be consciously aware of your energy, that you stay humble, and that you try to be more consciously aware of how you interact with other people's resources. Time, money, energy. Don't take. Make sure that you're giving back. Make sure that you're reciprocating. And again, personal power is stand in your power. Understand that there's always going to be mysteries in life, no matter how old you are, no matter how much experience you have, no matter any of that. Like, no one's ever going to know everything about everything. That is not possible with our current capabilities. You know, that would be way too much fucking information for our human brain to compute. It's like, for example, if you have an old first generation big ass computer, it's not going to be able to do the things that our current technology, our cell phones do. It would not even be able to withstand, or it cannot even understand. It cannot even comprehend. Even if it wanted to, it can't, because it's too outdated. And what this is saying is to acknowledge and understand. Maybe you have some outdated perspectives and beliefs on people, places, and things, or yourself, Know that major changes are inevitable, major change is necessary, and that is something beautiful that you should look forward to. Personal power, again, to stand in your own power, not in a cocky way. Don't become the kind of person that's like, oh, well, I know this and that, and I know everything. Which, if you're here, I don't believe that you would be that kind of person. And if you are, well, welcome here anyway, and please know that you are still welcome. But the Spirit is asking you to change that. I just felt kind of called to pull this one. We have the first house. Immediately, the way you project yourself. Do it your own way. And then we have who you are, your desires and your actions. So, what this is saying is, it's time for you to get real with yourself. Stop wearing masks. Go within to figure out who you really are, because it's only going to bring you into alignment with your purpose, with the people who are meant to be in your life, with the career that you're meant to have or that you want to have. When you release the burdens of trying to please other people and trying to do things for other people's sake, in the sense of, like, let's say your parents want you to be a doctor, but you have absolutely zero interest because you want to be an artist. What this is saying is, don't be a people pleaser. Doesn't matter who wants you to be what. You need to be real with yourself, and you need to be realistic and acknowledge, like, let's say, for example, that perfect example of doctor versus artist. For sure you'll have a job as a doctor. As an artist, is not easy. You're going to need something on the side. You're going to need help. You're going to need to establish yourself as an artist, to create a following, to create business. It's not easy, but it's possible. And what matters is not whether it's easy or not, because becoming a doctor is fucking hard. Becoming an artist as a career is fucking hard. So regardless of what you choose, the point is there's going to be challenges. Know that you're capable of, and know that you are willing, know that you are worthy of moving past those challenges. Do it your own way. Be your own person. Be who you really are. Be true and real with who you are. But also be patient. Because we see here immediately in red. So this is saying again, and we did have this patience card. So here we go. Know that whatever it is in your life that you're trying to manifest right now, it's right fucking there. You're so close. And Spirit doesn't want you to give up or to lose that manifestation just because you get in your thoughts. Just because you change your energy and your vibration. That is possible. Just because something's right behind the door doesn't mean that that door is going to stay open if we change our energy. That door might be open only for a certain amount of energy. Like if you have a certain amount of energy, you can cross this door. And as soon as you get in your head, you don't have that amount of energy. I hope that I'm making sense. So let's see, I'll maybe pull a couple more cards or so. Empowerment. Fuck yeah. Yes, this is saying that you are a boss ass bitch. Whether you're male or female. This is saying that you know that you have the power within you. And if you don't know that, you should. This to me is also like the Magician card. Self-empowerment. This is beautiful. You deserve to be happier. You deserve to stop playing small. Stop. Quit your shit. Spirit's like, quit your fucking shit. Stop playing small. You deserve happiness and new beginnings. But you have to stay in your power. You have to stay in that healthy, vibrant energy. You see, this is very colorful. The happiness is this very colorful, you know, feel through your emotions, feel through it, transform when you need to transform, ascend when you need to ascend. But in order to do that, you're gonna have to let go of people, places, and things, and that's fucking hard. But you're strong enough, you can do it. And the new beginnings is saying you really should. Don't miss out on beautiful new beginnings just because of the past bullshit that has happened to you. So if someone new comes into your life, don't fuck it up by doing the same shit that you did in the last relationship. And that came out very harsh. Sorry, sometimes my words come out harsh, but legit, that's straight to the point, straightforward, no bullshit. That's how I feel this is saying. This is saying don't fall into your past cycles. Don't fall back to the sense where you feel like you're not good enough, because this door will close right in front of you. And it won't close because Spirit wants it to close. It will close because your energy is not capable of going through that threshold. It's like, this is a terrible analogy perhaps, but it's like, imagine in order to get through, you have to have a ticket. And let's say that ticket, that number is dependent on your frequency. So everyone has different tickets and different doors are going to open. Now, if your frequency changes, that ticket changes, then you cannot go through the same door. There's going to be other doors that open up. Don't worry about that. There's always going to be new doors open up because Spirit's always trying to give us the best. Spirit's always trying to open new doors for us to step into our power, to try again, to learn something new. It's up to us to realize it or not. It's up to us to ignore it or not, or to take the steps necessary, or to Release the baggage necessary for us to cross through. Underneath is protection. Know that you are protected. We have here the symbol of the world. So, I don't know, I have a feeling you may be a mother, you may be a parent, you may be a father. You're very intuitive. Spirit guide, like, yes, know that your guides are here with you always, always, always. And they want to protect you. They want you to know that you're transforming. They're very, very proud of your transformation. They see it. They acknowledge it. They acknowledge that you have been trying to come into balance with yourself, that you have been learning karmic cycles like you should be. You have been. So it's time to release the stuff that you have not. And it's time to move forward, following your instincts, your intuition, knowing that you are protected, transforming when you need to, like this little butterfly here, and crossing through the threshold that you may need to cross through. Let's see. Let's get a couple more cards, and that will be it for today's reading. Whoa. Okay, let's take those two. Look, we have Cancer again. Cancer is the card that came out. A personal issue reaches resolution. Yes, it sure does, if you allow it to. And I feel like this is saying Spirit's very proud of you for allowing it to reach resolution, for coming into that power, for coming into that vibration. And Spirit's saying, please, like, we're so fucking proud of you. Just stay there. Stay in that vibration. Vibe with it. Live through this vibration and continue to elevate when you are ready. You are good enough, definitely. So no matter what it is, if there's someone who's ghosting you, if there's someone who left you, if there's, if you were fired or let go from a job or whatever the case is, you are good enough. And none of that. I don't give a fuck who it is or what it is, what job. I don't give a fuck. You are good enough. Those things that are no longer in alignment with you are not a reflection of you. And that just goes to show that it's not a reflection of you, because if you believe your vibe is your tribe, your vibe attracts your tribe, your energy attracts energy, like attracts like, law of attraction. If you believe that, and these people, places, or things no longer resonate with you, then why do you think that you're not good enough when you are? It just means that now your energy aligns with something greater. Your energy is aligning with something different, because once you elevate, you can never go back. You can't. Once you know things, you can never unknow them. So you're always going to be good enough. Always. And just because people, places, and things no longer resonate does not mean that you're less than, does not mean that you have, that you're unevolved, or it doesn't mean that you are taking steps back. It just means you need to take steps forward, not back. We think we want to, when we start to see people and places and things in our lives that are very important to us fall away for whatever reason, we start to think like, oh, fuck, like, I'm the one doing all of this, and what am I doing wrong, and this and that. If you look within yourself and you find a few things that, I need to change this, good. Then do that. Because we all have something, and we're always all gonna have something. No matter how far evolved you are in whatever, we're always going to have more that we need to learn. Always. You could be a born psychic medium. You could do tarot readings. You could literally you could see everything. You could have clairvoyance, sentience, cognizance. You could have all of that. And still have things that you need to learn, and still have things that you don't know, that you don't understand. So it just goes to show, no matter what level you're at, it doesn't mean anyone is better than anyone else. It just means that we're all in different levels. For example, you cannot expect a beginner to be up to par with an expert, with a doctor, with a for example, a musician, a famous musician who's been in a band that has been very popular worldwide for 10 plus years. You cannot expect a beginner to be at that level. It doesn't mean that they're not good enough. It just means that they literally have not learned all of that. They have not experienced all of that. It doesn't mean that they suck. It doesn't mean that they never will be good. It just means that, well, where they are at the moment, it's up to them to put however much energy and time and dedication and practice and patience into it to build upon that foundation or not. It doesn't mean that they're better or worse. It just means that they're at a different level point. No one, I don't give a fuck if you're a priest, a pastor, a queen, a king of a country, a religious leader, a country leader. It doesn't fucking matter if you're a parent or you're a child. We are all equal. It's up to you to believe that or not. I do. I don't see anyone above me. I don't see anyone below me. I see equals. I don't give a fuck about your color, your race, your sex, your gender, your religious perspective. We are all equal. We all have the same amount of untapped potential, but we also all have our own born abilities and interests. Your spirit guides, gods, goddesses, the energies, your angels, your demons, or whatever that you're working with, they're very proud of you, but the work is not done. But just so you know, the work is never done. Again, you could be a psychic medium and still have shit to learn. We all do, and we always all will. And the day that what's the quote? I think there is a quote legit that says, the day that we stop learning is the day that we die. Metaphorically, yes. Because life is about growth. It's about changing our perspectives. It's about learning. It's about stepping into our power. Not in a greedy way, not in a way to, control, manipulate others, but in a way that is healthy for us to be confident enough to pursue what it is that we want. A new romantic cycle begins. So if you're inquiring about a person, I really did have the sense of the sense I get the most is this either involves to a person or a career. So I feel like for most of you, it's a person. For another big chunk of you, it's career. But look, a new start is coming. So we have that 3 times, pretty much. New beginnings, a new start, new romantic cycle. Plus, we had a lot of cards with symbology of death. Which, again, we also had the 8th house. There cannot be no beginning without an end. With every end comes a new beginning, because that is the cycle. For example, an open circle is not a complete cycle. You have to have an end and a beginning. And when they connect, you cannot tell what is the end. You cannot tell what is the beginning. But before they do, there's a definite end and a definite beginning. There needs to be, in order for there to be this beginning. And right when I was saying that, I saw 144.55. 5 is about change, 4 is about stability again. So there's a need to focus on your stability, on your foundation, on change. Change is very hard, but it is inevitable. It is the only consistency in life is change. There's no consistency in life. Everything is always changing and evolving and elevating, and we need to evolve and elevate with it, or else we get left behind. And that's just how it works. Whether we like the changes or not, we don't have to agree with it, but we have to accept it because those are those changes. Okay, that may have come off wrong. It's the, there are certain things that we don't need to accept. There are certain things that we still need to fight for and work for and strive towards. But I hope that the message is getting through. I hope that my point is getting across. So those are the messages. Okay, actually, I feel I need to pick from this deck. I don't usually read reversals for oracle decks, but for this one I wanted to start reading reversals. So let's see what we get. Oh goodness. Oh goodness. Okay, I see what's happening here. This card just fell on my lap. Literally fell on my lap. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy, okay? So this is a strong message. Even if you're not dealing with an ex, the time has come for you to clear your energy. Is that not what we have been talking about? Like on and off, in and out, this whole reading? A need to release old energy? Yes. New love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings, okay? So we do have a new romantic cycle begins and new love. So we have a lot of energy of new, and we also have a couple energies here of new love in particular. This card was in reverse, so I feel like for some of you, it may be someone who you already know. It may be someone who you already know but have not yet been in a relationship with. Perhaps this will not resonate with everyone, but this may be a situation for the majority of you. A new romantic cycle may begin with someone who you have already kind of been friends with for a little while. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. This to me, whenever I see this, I do think of like Six of Cups. I think of like that kind of energy of what is it called? Like inner child. Or, this could also be there's still things that you need to heal from your childhood. Perhaps you have children or you want to have children. If you want to have children and you are able to, then, of course, talk to your partner about it, and work towards that. If you want to have a child but you are not capable of, then, of course, go to your doctor, go to the OBGYN or, whoever, whatever. Get your man checked, get your woman checked, whatever. because infertility issues happen in men and women, and it's nothing to be angry about. It's nothing to be sad about. It unfortunately it does happen, and so you do what you need to do if you really want to have a family, to go to the doctor, to talk to them, to see what they can do to help you, or if they could figure out like where the infertility is. And also know, I always say this because this is something important to me. Adoption is always an option, okay? And a lot of people feel like, well, for family to be family, they have to be blood, and that's not necessarily true, because we are all family and we are not all blood. And perhaps you can go back, billions of years and find out that maybe, that we, of course, are all, from one source. We are all one source. We are all family, blood related or not. That's the truth. But anyway, adoption's always an option. There are so many children of all ages, even young adults, who need support and who need a family, and like, why not give them a chance? Like I was going to mention earlier with this protection card, I do get this Empress vibe. We did get the Empress in reverse. Not necessarily just Empress, but like motherly, very, it's like the way she's holding the globe right where her stomach is kind of like making it seem like a pregnancy. Perhaps you are pregnant, perhaps you want to be pregnant, maybe you might get pregnant. If you don't want to, then plan for that. Plan ahead, think about it. And if you want to, then same thing. Plan ahead, think about it. But yeah, there's something about kids here. It's like there's a need to reconcile with yourself and to find balance between feminine and masculine within you. To love yourself. This is like, instead of expecting, okay, here's a message. Do not expect